So you voted, and here we have it. The one that won it, Frogger, for the Game Boy Color, released in 1997. What a memorable tune, eh? What a memorable tune. So here we have it, it's Frogger. So basically, as you newfangled technology geeks will know, you probably would have heard of Crossy Road. And a lot of people who play Crossy Road have no idea what Frogger is. Which gives me a slight headache. Because obviously, as you know, Crossy Road is essentially crossing a road. You play as a chicken, at first anyway, and then make your way through different animals and making your way up across the road and across the traffic. So it is essentially a Frogger rip-off. A Frogger rip-off, and you have no idea what Frogger is. Now, the education system, we all know, is in pretty dire straits. But the fact you don't know what Frogger is, that is a crime against humanity. Right, so let's get into a bit of history of this game. Originally started on the, let's think, Spectrum? Pretty sure it was on the 48K Spectrum. Now, obviously it didn't look as good as it does on the Game Boy Color. Game Boy Color version is very, well, as you can see, pretty damn stunning. Great visuals, great sound. But back in the day, all you had was beeps and a few colours. Obviously, we've also had nowadays many, many different incarnations of this game. So, obviously, this is the Game Boy Color version, like I said, but it's been on the Genesis, it's been on all the Nintendo systems as far as I'm aware. And like I said, people are now starting to copy the format. It's exactly what they did with Pacman, it's exactly what they've done with Doom. Think of a classic game, they've probably now redone it and slightly changed it, just so they can get past the old copyright laws. Anyway, so, as I said, what you do, name of the game, cross the road, get onto some turtles' backs, as you can see, swimming across, and then onto some logs, and then across to your destination. Now obviously this does get harder. Cars will speed up. Eventually you get snakes crossing, you know, literally across the main pavement, the other side, just before you jump onto a turtle. Crocodiles eventually swim into the river, and also, as you see, the crocodile's head actually appears in the gaps from time to time. Plus, whilst all this is happening, you're also under time attack. So, you need to make sure you do this in a quick amount of time, literally, to test your nerve. Because you cannot just sit on a log, float along and think, oh, I'll wait until the next log comes along. No, you can't do that. Okay, another way you can get guaranteed points is you'll actually see your mate floating around on another frog, as you can see him right here. Now, if you can piggyback him to the final destination, you will get bonus points. Plus, if you get to the end of the level, and you've already lost a couple lives, and you complete that level, you gain a life. So, it's not as hard as it sounds, is it? Yes, actually it is kind of hard. It actually is a really hard game. I can usually only get a couple levels into it. I actually found the PS1 game. Now, have you played the PS1 game? It's a more 3D version. They've gone away from the sort of classic game mode and sort of put a new, just jazzed it up as it were. That game seemed, like, personally, I think a lot easier. You got save points. This one you don't have save points. If you lose your lives, that's it. Start again. But that's obviously because save points didn't exist when this game was originally created. And what they wanted to do on the Game Boy version is make sure they stuck to a classic game style. They didn't want to change it, because obviously we know the classic's great. So they basically just jazzed it up a little bit. It looks better, sounds great, and it's just a simple formula, and it works. So I hear you ask, you are wondering, is it worth buying nowadays? Yes, yes it is. Now, I only bought this a couple months back. We're in 2015 now, so yeah, a couple months back, middle of April. Because I remember this game. I borrowed this from one of my mates, and I remember it being so damn addictive. I borrowed his Game Boy Color, I had the choice of Pokemon Yellow or playing Frogger. And I played Frogger, and I played this till my hands were bleeding. What an absolutely brilliant and very highly addictive game. Like I said, it's just such a simple formula and it just works. But that you know, we see that time and time again. Look at Pacman, look at Donkey Kong, the original Donkey Kong. They're just addictive games. One thing though, I would highly recommend nowadays is I would play it on the Game Boy Player. I recommend this, to be honest, with most Game Boy Color games and Game Boy Advance games. If you've got the Game Boy Player, play it on there, especially with games like this. I just think the fact you can use a GameCube controller, it just makes it that bit easier to control, a lot more simple. Obviously you're not really pressing anything apart from the actual D-pad. It just feels more comfortable and a lot more reactive than the actual original crosshairs, than the original D-pad than you would have. If I was going to sum this game up, I don't really know how I can. It's a classic. You should know this game before I've even started speaking to you about it. It's Frogger, and like I said, there's so many different incarnations of this game. You just need to play it to know what it's all about. Like I said, it's worth picking up. You'll pick it up for literally a couple quid. If you got the Game Boy Player, play it on that. If you don't, just play it on your Game Boy Advance. But do get this. Really, really do get this. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Love you all. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Like I said, catch you later.